we will be able to emerge from the bleak and desolate midnight of man's inhumanity to man to the bright and glittering daybreak of freedom and justice.
Martin Luther King Jr. once called riots the language of the unheard. In many ways, that definition can also be applied to rap music. Hip-hop emerged in the early 1970s, serving as a voice for the new generation that came of age after the assassinations of Martin Luther King Jr. and Malcolm X. Each of the 5 decades since has been filled with tumultuous trials for Black people in America. Hip-hop has been a voice of resistance, advocacy, and pro-Blackness through it all. The 1983 release of Grandmaster Flash and the Furious Five's The Message is championed as hip-hop's first major piece of social commentary. The song revolutionized hip-hop music as the new voice of the voiceless.
Don't push me, cause I'm close to the edge. I'm trying not to lose my head. Say what? It's like a jungle sometimes. It makes me wonder how I keep from going under. It's like a jungle sometimes. It makes me wonder how I keep from going under.
The philosophy of the nation of gods and earths, which evolved out of the Nation of Islam, was prevalent in the 1980s street culture. Some of hip-hop's emerging MCs were also in those same streets, soaking up the teachings which found their way into hip-hop's rhymes. The slick, spiritually tinged, knowledge-driven rhymes of the God MC Rakim set the tone for a new era of hip-hop.
I'm the intelligent, wise on the mic. I will rise right in front of your eyes, cause I am a surprise. So I'ma let my knowledge be born to a perfection. All praise is due to Allah, and that's a blessing.
Yes, y'all. Boogie Down Productions, Public Enemy, and Queen Latifah made their mark with the seminal albums, By All Means Necessary. It Takes a Nation of Millions to Hold Us Back, and All Hail the Queen. Projects of the golden era often channeled the passionate spirit of Malcolm X, offering unflinching indictments of the system that galvanized listeners to fight the power.
Elvis was a hero to most, but he never meant shit to me. Yes, he's straight out racist. The sucker was simple and plain. Motherfucking in John Wayne. Cause I'm black and I'm proud. I'm ready, I'm hyped cause I'm amped. Most of my heroes don't appear in no stamp. Sample look that you look and find nothing but rednecks for 400 years if you check.
Down south, Houston's Ghetto Boys shed light on public schools' miseducation of so many Black youth on Do It Like a G.O.
Let's talk politics. Those tie-wearing suckers make me sick. They try to ban my style of teaching.
They also took aim at white music executives who were looking to take advantage of rap's burgeoning power.
Rap a lot.
Say, Jay, this is the president of Wide On Records. I see you still surviving, but you had to keep Willie D and them Ghetto Boys so why? If you don't, then we will. Oh, here's another alternative now. We take 95% of your company, and you take 5, and we'll make you famous within 10 years. They take your lifetime by yourself, because you know colored people don't stick together. Now, what you think about that, boy?
Man.
Listen, hip-hop advocated against gun violence via the Stop the Violence movement's self-destruction project that included voices like MC Lyte, Heavy D, and Dougie Fresh.
Well, today's topic, self-destruction, it really ain't the rap audience that's bugging. It's one or two suckers, ignorant brothers, trying to rob and steal from one another.
X-Clan led thousands across the Brooklyn Bridge in protest of the murder of Yusef Hawkins during the 1989 Day of Outrage. Artists were talking about police brutality in the hood for years before the 1992 LA riots popped off.
Fuck the police coming straight from the underground. A young nigga got it bad cause I'm brown.
Ice Cube penned NWA's Fuck the Police, which is to this day the definitive police protest song. Even after Cube went solo in 1989, the police remained firmly in his crosshairs on America's Most Wanted and Death Certificate, with lyrics that called out subpar social services and racist store owners.
And then we'll see ya, cause you can't turn together in the black career. Who you calling a bitch?
And contrary to popular belief, hip-hop gave support to women's empowerment as well. In the early 1990s, the street consciousness of Nas was fused with the political consciousness of Tupac, a descendant of Black Panthers, whose spirit of resistance was in his blood. Tupac's influence continues to be felt even in today's hip-hop music.
You need to get up, get out, and get something. Don't let the days of your life pass by. You need to get up, get out, and get something. Don't spend all your time trying to get high. You need to get up, get out, and get something. How will you make it if you never even try? You need to get up, get out, and get something. Cause you and I got to do for you and I.
By 1995's Million Man March, hip-hop was entrenched as a force to politically mobilize the Black community. The Nation of Islam realized the galvanizing potential of rap music and brokered peace within the community after the tragic deaths of Tupac Shakur and the Notorious B.I.G.
I said 1, 2, 3. It's kinda dangerous to be an MC. They shot Tupac and Biggie. Too much violence in hip-hop. Why oh?
Black Star paid tribute to Tupac and Biggie on the hook of their first single, Definition. The duo of Mos Def and Talib Kweli parallel acts like the Coup and Dead Prez to keep Black political consciousness at the forefront of hip-hop. By the turn of the millennium, some of these artists joined the Malcolm X grassroots movement-led Black August Collective in support of Black political prisoners like Mumia Abu-Jamal and resistance movements in Cuba and South Africa. Shortly after P. Diddy's Vote or Die initiative, the National Hip Hop Political Convention and the Hip Hop Summit Action Network led efforts to translate hip hop's cultural influence into political power.
Yes, niggas in the street got to get together all over the nation. I thought we got to get together in Chicago, we got to get together in LA, we got to get together in Houston, we got to get together in New York, we got to get together in Detroit. Niggas got to get together all over this nation. I'm talking about not the regular people in the street. I'm talking about street niggas. I'm talking about niggas that call themselves gangsters. Real gangsters go to the polls.
The Bush administration's paltry response to Hurricane Katrina, which led to the deaths of over 1,800 people, was met head-on by artists like David Banner, Jay-Z, and Master P. Many hip-hop artists joined the movement to free the Gen of 6, putting their foot down against racially motivated hate crimes and insisting on a fair legal system that didn't criminalize teens for being Black. The election of President Barack Obama in 2008 offered hope and promise. Hip-hop celebrated not only the first Black president, but one who embraced hip-hop from day one. In 2011, conservatives cried foul over Common's White House appearance because of the Chicago rapper's song for Asada. While Obama didn't publicly address the controversy, his numerous White House invitations to rap artists from Ludacris to Kendrick Lamar show where he stood. Unfortunately, the change that Obama sought fell flat when it came to stopping the senseless killings of young Black men.
Trayvon Martin could have been me 35 years ago.
Can you tell me why? Every time I step outside, I see my niggas die.
The 2012 killing of Trayvon Martin and acquittal of George Zimmerman brought a younger generation face to face with the same failure of the establishment to recognize Black humanity that Sister Souljah had highlighted 2 decades earlier. After the 2014 police killing of Mike Brown, artist activists like Tef Poe, Rebel Diaz, T-Dub-O, and Jasiri X joined the uprising in the streets of Ferguson, Missouri to fight for a new day. The Black Lives Matter movement came into full effect. The wave of restrictive policies that came with the election of President Donald Trump turned back the clock on racial progress. Black suffering across the country led hip-hop leaders like Nipsey Hussle to scrutinize not just the failed criminal justice system, but all the interlocking systems of oppression. Today's new wave of MCs like No Name, J. Cole, Cordae, and YG are carrying on rap's tradition of speaking truth to power. There's talk of a generational divide, but in the words of Lil Baby's current protest anthem, hip-hop has always seen the bigger picture. Across generations, the common language is rhyme and resist.
It's bigger than black and white.
It's a problem with the whole way of life. It can't change overnight. But we gotta start somewhere. Might as well go ahead, start here. We done had a hell of a year. I'ma make it count while I'm here. God is the only man I fear. All that we need to have, they don't want us with it, and that's why they mad. Yeah. It's bigger than black and white. It's a problem with the whole way of life. It can't change overnight. But we gotta start somewhere. Might as well go ahead, start here. We done had a hell of